What's up, everybody, and welcome to ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. I'm Drew Bosley, and that's the one and the only. It is Scott Savage. Scott, what's going on, man?
I have to confess something. I found more
Already?
strange achievements.
Oh,
All right, I did solitaire maybe a couple months back.
yeah.
Now I'm on to crosswords.
What? Dude, there are
Yeah,
how many games in the ecosphere, and you're doing crosswords now?
I am still catching up on the other games, but you
Oh.
gotta unwind a little bit sometimes.
Oh, man, it's something I didn't see coming. Hey, so here's this. My brother's over today, and his internet sucks back home. So he's up here, and he's downloading a bunch of stuff. He brought his Xbox with him. And you know what he downloaded today, Scott? Are you ready?
Uh-oh.
Riders Republic.
Oh, not uh-oh. I like that one.
I thought so. I thought you'd be liking that one, so we can jump into that one and kind of get rolling on some more Riders Republic. I'm gonna download it too, so all three of us can jump in and have a good time. Yeah, dude, it's been quite a while, right? So I wouldn't mind jumping in and see what's new and exciting over there. We do have a lot on the go today, so why don't we get going? As people can join us live every day, Monday to Friday, over on twitch.tv/theofficialitg, as well as YouTube at the official ITG. But if you can't join us live, hit us up later inside the game.ca, podcast services and TV streaming networks around the globe. Scott, today's show, despite the rumors, it seems Marvel's Wolverine may not release this year. So what are we getting from PlayStation in 2023? Suicide Squad killed the Justice League leaks show a battle pass on the way, and Ubisoft Paris about to strike, Scott, by the sounds of things. Not very good once again for more troubled times with Ubisoft.
Man, I'm really hoping they pull through out of this one.
It's a troubled year, but hey, PSA to get things going. Scott, you put this in. PSA, rip Stadia. Absolutely. There is a firmware update available for the controller, which will allow you to connect it via Bluetooth. So your controller is not completely dead. It can function for something. And I'm going to use mine. Actually, my kid keeps grabbing it. He's got mine right now.
Oh.
So
well, the use is good. That's all it ever wanted, right?
Yeah, he wants to play too. He's only a year and a half, so he's holding on to a controller. Oh. yeah. Our little guy, he's got that. So that's how that's going. But yeah, as of today, dude, Stadia's gone. How do you feel, Scott? How do you feel?
Well, I still have a pending refund. Good on them for doing the refund. I really have to commend that, but also I don't have that credit card anymore, so it's kind of a refund hanging in the balance, in limbo. But
yeah,
the wind down, it's unfortunate to see, but now this just again, I'm torn. It takes Stadia out of the conversation, so now we don't have to dwell on this failed project, I guess, to put it harshly.
But no, it's one of those. I think we'll still look back at it and kind of go, man, like really, like they had something here, right? My refund came in. It's funny, they actually handled, besides the announcement of the closure, they handled letting it go really, really well. You and I were talking about this last night as we were gaming, and it says like I feel that they've almost done more to close it off than actually get it going in a sense. I know that if you're one of the developers that were on Stadia, I know that's not true. But at the same time, the way they ended it seems really, really well done. And to send off for Stadia fans and players and things like that, I think they closed it off really well. If they would have kept that effort there at the very beginning, I think we may be in a different discussion here, right? Don't close down Jade Raymond's studio. Instead, invest in other studios. They should have invested in studios. The minute they started creating Stadia, they should have been buying up studios. Like that's just right. We've been in a different light right now, I think. So we talk about it all the time. What's coming here? What's coming there? We really don't know sometimes. And let's kind of get us into where we're at right now with Marvel's Wolverine release date seemingly not in 2023, despite the rumors. This comes from Rebecca Smith over at PlayStation Lifestyle. Marvel's Wolverine will not get a release date in 2023, according to the latest trailer from PlayStation that showcased upcoming PS5 and PS4 games for this year. This is despite earlier rumors that the game would have a 2023 release date window because Microsoft had included the estimate in a report. That's where it all stemmed from, right? A lot of us were speculating that, hey, we are getting Wolverine this year because Microsoft apparently leaked it in their whole battle with the try to purchase Activision. However, Marvel's Wolverine does not have a confirmed release date, and it seemed like the earliest the game may be released is in 2024, seeing as the game was omitted from the new PlayStation trailer, which showcased off what we're getting, Scott. Now, granted, when it comes to PlayStation, these are all games we get on PlayStation. Not all of them are first party, and that's kind of where I get into the question of what's going on. Wolverine, okay, gone, right? So what's next? Well, according to the list here, it includes Horizon. They could Call of the Wild. It's actually called the Mountain. Firewall Ultra. Forspoken, Scott, is on there as well. Street Fighter 6, Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, and Assassin's Creed Mirage. The trailer seems to debunk rumors that stated last year that when Microsoft declared they expected the game to release in 2023. This was released in a statement as part of the ongoing arguments to complete their acquisition of Activision. At the time, it seemed unlikely the game would be released in the same year as Marvel Spider-Man 2. Dude, if they did, Scott, I'm telling you, what a year that would be for PlayStation, right? And it's not uncommon because we take a look at 2022, back it up, just like over a month ago, Scott, right? Just a month ago, the year of 2022, we did see Horizon Forbidden West, and we did see God of War Ragnarok, two of their top tier titles coming out of PlayStation. So now it comes to, what do we get this year now, right? What are we in for 2023? So when we go back to the list of what they showcased in the trailer, Horizon, Call of the Mountain is a VR game. Firewall Ultra, a VR game. Forspoken, not a VR game. That is exclusive on PS5. Street Fighter 6, non-exclusive title. Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, not an exclusive title. And Assassin's Creed Mirage, again, not, Scott, not an exclusive title. So what do we get this year?
Yeah, well, they're not going to pull out anything like Resistance or Jack of Daxter, as you say. I don't think they're gonna pull those out of their sleeve and drop it on the table.
Come on.
But what is there? That is a good question. What does remain?
Right. So
doubling up on superheroes, though. That's it's a little much for my taste, but
sure,
we are at the tail end of the supposed superhero decade.
Well, which has been going on, like you say, for the decade. But dude, it's been a little bit exhausting. Corey and I just did.
I think it's burnt out.
Oh yeah, we ended off last year, I think, talking about Marvel and how the IP Marvel doesn't mean as much as it used to back in the day. When you heard Marvel was coming, you're like, oh man, we're in for something here. And now it's just like, here's another superhero game, here's another superhero movie, here's another superhero IP, another show, another this, another that. It just became overwhelming with so many Marvel IPs that some worked, some didn't. It's just like, here we go, more and more and more. But when it comes to PlayStation, what do we get for this year's lineup? Spider-Man 2 coming this fall, right, is what they've talked about. No official release date on that. I think that gives them the opportunity, if things aren't going according to plan, to then be able to push that and say, okay, we are going to delay this. Yo, what's up, Northern Nerdcast? Phil Spencer just called out Jim Ryan without naming any names. Uh-oh. What's going on now? As it continues on, right? Phil Spencer says companies must turn away from dividing players and creators, honor our differences, and practice empathy. Ooh, man. It's a it's an interesting fine line when we get into some of these discussions now, when it comes to being outed, that now we're going back and forth between Microsoft. There's always been the competition between the two, but Scott, the Activision Blizzard competition now is really escalated everything to other level. And I know we weren't really going to talk about this anymore because we stated just last week that really we're done talking about this. At this point, did they get it or did they not? Right? Do they own Activision or do they not own Activision anymore? And that's kind of where we lie at this point. But getting back to where are we then for the 2023 year of exclusives, what do we have coming? Well, we do have, from what we've been told, Spider-Man, right? Spider-Man 2 is coming, which is going to be a massive title.
That's the big swinger that I can see so far.
Sure. From there, for me, we get into Horizon Forbidden West Burning Shores, which looks amazing to me. Definitely looking pretty excited to get into that. What is going? Oh, there we go. I was like, why wasn't that flipping over? Yeah, that one is definitely on my radar, but it's DLC, right? Coming out of Guerrilla, I think Guerrilla's really elevated Horizon Forbidden West from Horizon Zero Dawn. An amazing experience. I loved it. If it wasn't for God of War Ragnarok, it would have been my game of the year last year. But Ragnarok overtook that, unfortunately. I mean, once again, Guerrilla just kind of gets pushed a little bit to the side, right? Like, it's just like, crap. Too bad for
Oh,
Gorilla, but Burning
two
Shores looks
mega
cool.
hits like that. Two mega hits like that was a great year.
Absolutely. So what do we have then moving into this year, right? We keep coming back to it. Spider-Man's the big swinger right now. Burning Shores is going to be fantastic DLC. But is it going to be, how long is this Burning Shores DLC? Are we only in it for 8 hours, 10 hours? Or are we in it for an epic 30-hour journey? There's a lot we can kind of get into. It's been a while, a year really, since we've had Forbidden West. How long have they been working on this? So I don't think we're going to have the grand scope when it comes to this massive 30-hour experience. I think we're going to be somewhere in around 8 to 10 hours perhaps. Also, Scott, coming up next month is a big month for PlayStation because we're getting PlayStation VR 2. They're launching a whole other platform now, right?
Is that perhaps maybe that's the focus? And you're more familiar with those launch titles than I, but
Sure.
is that going to be their real commercial push?
It's the problem is you have to be able to pull in everybody who wants to be in the world of VR. You're not only pushing PlayStation because now you need a PlayStation 5 and you're going to need this in order to play Horizon Call of the Mountain, whatever else. Okay, I'm going to look it up. I want to look it up. I wanted to do this the other day. I want to know what PSVR 2 launch games are.
Yeah, I think we were going to talk about it last week, but
yes, yeah, there are a few, but there isn't any that really kind of goes, man, I need to get that one, right? So let's get into what do they have here. Okay, on the page so far, they got VR Football Unleashed All Star, After the Fall already out, Altair Breaker, I don't know what that is, Cities VR Enhanced already out, Cosmosis, High, Demo I believe is already out. Gran Turismo 7, apparently. Hello Neighbor, Search and Rescue. Horizon Call of the Mountain is the big one right there. Moss Book 2 is coming. No Man's Sky, Pistol Whip, Resident Evil Village. Like a lot of these titles, dude, are already out on other platforms.
I totally forgot you can play Resident Evil Village in VR.
Yes, you can.
And 7. I'm remembering it all now. 7 in VR would be a life-changing experience for you in a terrifying way.
Yeah, no thanks. I don't want to get into that. That's not for me. So there are things coming, and then on top of that, we're also got one on the go right now that'll be here in the near future that is exclusive to PlayStation. It's Forspoken. The demo is out right now, so everybody can check it out. Apparently, it's getting an update too.
I've seen that as well.
Yeah,
yeah,
so that's cool. But really, at the end of it, like, what else is left? Like that's kind of it, right? So I think we need, moving forward, a state of play to showcase what's next, because not everybody's going to be jumping into PlayStation VR 2. It's just not going to happen, right?
Yeah.
So
well, it has a high price point for entry.
Oh, dude, I've seen media alone going, I'm not spending money on this, right?
Oh,
like I've been keeping tabs on it pretty heavily because we want to be able to cover it here. This is what we do over here on the show and Inside the Game, our weekly show as well. So we want to be able to keep up on the VR side of things. And I think a lot of it does look cool, but again, a lot of it is already out on other platforms. You can get it on Quest 2, you can get it on HTC Vive and things like that. But there are certain games that you cannot get anywhere else, like Horizon Call of the Mountain, which looks incredible. And how does it play? I don't know. I've heard great things about it so far, and we're in for an epic long journey by the sounds of things. Like there's so many story beats that sound great, but is that the platform seller that's going to make people want to get into PSVR 2? Because everything else that's coming doesn't really have me all that excited. But there are a couple titles I'm like, okay, well, I already have the platform, I already have PlayStation VR 2, I might as well pick up this game, and this game, right? Because you want to justify your purchase.
I have big wonder for GT7 on VR. How's that going to work? Oh boy.
Dude, I'm playing a game right now in VR. It's a racing game, and it is not good. It is not. Wow. No, I got sick yesterday. It was not a good experience. It's just like, this is bad. But we'll talk about that on next week's show. So make sure you stay tuned to that. Scott, I want to jump into the next topic because we've been on this one for a while. We can keep going. We could probably do the whole show on PlayStation. But either way, we're going to jump over to Suicide Squad leaks reveal Warzone-like UI, Battle Pass menu. This was Grant over at Insider Gaming. An image surfaced online that is reportedly scalped from the closed alpha of the upcoming Suicide Squad game, Kill the Justice League. In this screenshot, 4 of the Suicide Squad members pose against a dusky backdrop, surrounded by a UI that simply screams Call of Duty Warzone. Scott,
Oh, that was my least favorite menu of last year, I think.
it's an awful menu. I hate Call of Duty's menu system. I absolutely despise it. We were just playing the other day, and I'm like, why am I the party leader? Because I just don't want to deal with the UI. I can't
Yeah,
stand
I
it.
don't even know what I'm doing. Can I just join you in search?
Yeah, I often just jump into Kyle's game so he can take care of it. I just don't. I can't be
The
bothered.
only
It's
the
so
only way it could
bad.
have been worse is if they had added a mouse cursor that you move with the thumbstick. That's the only way it could have gotten worse.
Well, this gets worse, Scott. From the way the squad itself is standing to the mode selection screens, it's through the UI has been ripped straight from Warzone, the decreasingly popular battle royale from Activision. However, really, I didn't decreasingly, Scott. Did you have?
Yeah. Oh, everybody's really mad about Warzone 2 for a number of different reasons, but everybody that I see, just Warzone 1 was better. I don't have an opinion on that,
Uh,
but
I play it just because you guys do. Otherwise, we all know my battle royale is PUBG. Like I love battle PUBG. I think it's a fantastic battle royale. And it's just a little bit slower pace, which is more my style. However, Scott, there's more to take away from the screenshot, such as the apparent existence of a battle pass, several in-game currencies, and the option to purchase cosmetics. How nervous are you for this game?
oh, this I saw it put in a really harsh way where it online somebody had said, and I don't even remember who, not that I should mention, but they said this decreases my interest from about a 2 out of 10 to a 0. And I
Ooh.
think that's awfully harsh, but
Yeah.
this does the I have the same sentiment. It does decrease my interest level. Although we
Yeah.
all know I'm not a fan of games as a service.
Well, and I think that's the biggest thing is that's what they're going for right now. Right? It really looks like by the screenshot and everything we've kind of heard about it, it does seem like okay, co-op, cool. I'm down for that. But I'll be honest, I'm a huge fan of Rocksteady and what they created. And then the Batman franchise is one of the best ever created. Ever created, right? So Batman Arkham Asylum, Night City, like it's all fantastic stuff. The
I
car,
never I
the
couldn't get into
Batmobile would be different. Really? Oh man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the universe breaking Batmobile. You gonna tell me
Yeah.
Batman doesn't kill people? Okay.
Either way, the thing for me coming off of Batman and then getting into the Justice League is I don't really care for a lot of those characters, right?
See,
I like
that's
Batman and
I,
Batman's universe, but everything outside of that, I'm just like, yeah, not so much.
I feel the complete opposite, in my opinion, and I know
Mhm.
this is the unlikely opinion, but Batman is the weakest part of his own universe.
Mm,
And I say that as being an outsider. I'm not in depth with what
sure.
is Batman, but it's all the bad guys just are infinitely more interesting to me.
You're not the only one to feel that, right? Like you're not the only one who thinks that at all. Like I get it. I absolutely do get it. The Joker is one of my favorite villains of all time. The Joker is an amazing character, and yeah, there are
Ooh,
definitely
do you
some.
have a favorite Joker?
Uh,
I like Mark Hamill, I have to say.
yeah, no, it's definitely. Kevin's very good too, right? Kevin was
Hmm.
fantastic. Yeah, there's a lot of good ones. Heath Ledger, dude, in the movies.
That was an amazing movie.
Like holy, that was stunning. It was absolutely stunning, and it was yeah. However, we get in here now. We're getting into this battle pass system and co-op. I'm down for co-op. I definitely want to try the game out. But when the game was announced, I wasn't even all. I'm like, oh, is this what we're getting from them next? I was really hoping they're going to be a big departure just from the DC universe as a whole,
Well,
right?
the whole Suicide Squad thing has been ruined by the movies as well.
Dude, I hate those movies. I
Yeah,
couldn't stand any of them. I thought they were all awful. Just
the
brutal.
second one I was watching with a friend, and we really paused it to laugh.
Right? Yeah, it was really really bad, which is just unfortunate because there is such a lineage there and iconic characters to pull from.
Oh,
It
and
was
great actors playing them
brutal.
too. I blame the writing team on those movies, but
Yeah.
that's a whole other thing.
Well, right now, Scott, Ubisoft Paris is blaming Yves Guillemot, and we could be leading to a strike. This comes from Chris Kerr over GameDeveloper.com. Ubisoft Paris workers are being called to strike later this month following what's being described as a catastrophic communication from company's CEO Yves Guillemot. The strike is being called for by the Ubisoft Paris section of workers union Solidaires Informatique. Dude, that's my French for the day. Which was accused Guillemot of blaming the company's recent downturn in fortunes. Scott, this is not a good thing, man. This is not good.
No, No, there's clearly some issues somewhere in their chain of command, but a mutiny like this, I'm worried this is not the right decision.
Yeah, I'm definitely curious what's going to happen here in the long run. Quote, today, more than ever, I need your full energy and commitment to ensure we get back to the path of success, end quote. He said in an email exchange seen by Kotaku. The Ubisoft Paris branch of Solidaires Informatique claims that by asking staff to be as efficient and lean as possible and give it our all, Guillemot is actually shifting the blame onto them and ultimately advocating for overtime. Oh man, pressure and burnout. Yeah, there's a lot of things, dude. Even the other side of it too. There's a little bit more in that that reveal that we talked about last week. It's like, this isn't a good way to put this on your employees to make them want to be a part of this. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, certain things that he said in details aren't necessarily, things you wouldn't say, but it wasn't. Yeah. It didn't come across as inspiring, not so ever.
No, which is unfortunate, but we'll see what happens. We'll keep everybody up to date what's going on here. Will they strike? Will they not strike? Hopefully they can get sorted out. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe will we see an apology coming out of Yves Guillemot for the way he wrote his email to his employees, right? Like, that's a big pressure to put on. And I get everybody gets a little bit of pressure. We get pressure here, even on our side, right? And we're a small team. But at the end of the day, man, I'm not going to, this is your fault. That's your fault. This is your, like that. Yeah, that's kind of how it came across, right? It's just,
I think he put himself in the end game of every Watch Dogs game that's going to come out. If you remember from Watch Dogs 1, yikes.
Yeah. So we'll keep everybody posted. Dude, we got something a little exciting, though, on the other side of Ubisoft. John Wick director signs on for Rainbow Six movie. Michael over at Polygon has this to say. John Wick director Chad Stahelski has been recruited to direct Rainbow Six, a live adaptation of the Tom Clancy's 1998 thriller novel that spawned the video game franchise of the same name, reports to The Hollywood Reporter. Paramount's Rainbow Six movie will reportedly star Michael B. Jordan as John Kelly, reprising his role as the character from the 2021 movie Without Remorse, also based on Tom Clancy's books. We saw that movie. Scott, did you see that movie?
No, I didn't actually watch that one. I haven't seen any new movies in so long now.
It was okay. Like, by the time, like, you knew it was a Rainbow Six movie, but by the end of it, I'm like, okay, there's where it kind of ties in. So I wonder if that's what they're leading up to with that movie. Okay. But it wasn't. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see, man. I don't know, dude. They should base it.
It's not gonna be Siege. At least not from what I understand. The book that it all originated from is not a giant team fight like that. But
no,
it will still be interesting in my mind. I haven't read the book. I haven't read any Tom Clancy actually, but I know he's well loved, well respected. We've been making his games for 20 years.
Yeah,
at least.
I've read all of the Splinter Cell books. So
that's
dude, they're
use some inside knowledge. That's one I would read.
Yeah, they were fantastic. They're fantastic novels. Yeah, absolutely. Scott, before we continue on, I guess we should get to what is actually out today. We have a couple of things on the go and a couple dude, I'm excited. I'm really excited for the first one.
We have an announcement here. Yes. Yeah. Ubisoft has announced that Anno 1800 will be available on consoles for the first time in 25 years.
Yeah,
the game will be released on March 16th on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series consoles. So we're
very cool.
We're leaving the old generation in the dust on that one, but that's not a game I saw coming. We also have full releases today, and that would be Grey's Counter GM. That's on PlayStation 4, 5, Xbox One, XS, Switch, and PC. Wings of Blue Star has now appeared on consoles that had come out prior, but now it's on PlayStation 4, 5, Xbox One, XS, and the Switch. And Scrap Games is on PC.
There we go. Dude, definitely excited for Anno 1800. I want to see how that plays out over on console. We played a lot of it on PC, which definitely feels like home. So
yeah,
we'll see.
Am I going to put my keyboard into my Xbox? That's what I'm wondering.
Anything is possible. But Scott, that's going to wrap up today's show, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with us. This has been ITG Daily. We bring you the hottest in gaming news. You can always join us live over on Twitch and YouTube at the official ITG. But if you can't join us live, hit us up later inside the game.ca podcast services and TV streaming networks around the globe. Till tomorrow, everybody, I'm Drew. That's Scott. We'll see you inside the game.